Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about what parts you're going to want to keep from a broken or bad snowblower engine. In this case, this is a Tecumseh engine, so all the tools you're going to need for the parts that we're going to keep are a large Phillips screwdriver and a ratchet with a 7/16 socket and a pair of pliers. So since this engine has a points and condenser ignition system, I'm not going to be keeping that. Simply because it's less reliable than the electronic ignition. So if your engine has an electronic ignition system, I would recommend keeping those parts. But we're not going to do that on this engine because it doesn't have that. So anyway, the first part I would consider keeping from a snowblower engine is going to be the recoil. So in this particular model, there are 4 7/16 bolts holding it on. So now I'm just going to loosen them, and yeah. And there's one here, one here, one here, and one there. And there we go. Oh, and a quick tip from me is, if you don't want to lose your nuts and bolts, just get a zip tie and zip tie the nuts and bolts to the recoil just through the little mounting hole right here. And then you won't lose any of your parts. So the next part I would consider keeping is going to be the muffler, especially if it's not rusted like this one. So on this particular model, it just unscrews out of the engine. And there we go. A perfectly good muffler for a new project. Okay, and the last part I would consider keeping off of this particular engine is going to be the carburetor and intake manifold. So to remove that, just get a pair of pliers and remove the little fuel clip here. Just slide it back. And then you may need to get a rag in case fuel leaks out, but I'm not sure if it will. So then you just get your pliers and just pull the fuel line off. It can be a bit tricky sometimes, but just be careful. Sometimes it helps if you have a flat screwdriver and just pry it like this. Alright, there we go. Perfect. Okay, now there's going to be 2 Phillips large Phillips head screws up here, so just remove them. I already took the one out, so just going to do this one. There we go. And now the carburetor should pop off like this. And just be careful not to bend the linkages. So just be careful and go slow. And then just twist like this. And there we go. The carburetor is off, and so is the choke mechanism here. Also, if your snowblower has electric start like this one did, I would take that off because it can cost like $100 for a good used working one. And they're really good parts to have. So yeah. Okay, so that's all the parts that I took off this. That's all the parts that I took off of this engine. So if you guys like this video, give it a like, hit subscribe, and share it with your friends. So thank you for watching. See you next time.